Not feeling the spring energy yet? You're not behind. With Grow Therapy, you can start small, like talking to someone who gets it. Covered by insurance, built for real progress. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/ACAST today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/ACAST. growtherapy.com/ACAST. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Looking for soccer analysis more knowing than a Carlo Ancelotti eyebrow raise? With the World Cup around the corner, join me, Max Rushton, and The Guardian's expert soccer journalist on Football Weekly for all the latest soccer action and news throughout the week. We'll cover more ground than Jude Bellingham in a Champions League final, with conversations sharper than an Arsenal set piece. For fine margins, fun debates, and full-blooded tackles, Football Weekly. Listen wherever you get your podcasts and watch the full episodes on YouTube.
On today's Smart 7, President Trump ducks another assassination attempt, fresh twist in the Mandelson scandal, and much more. It's Monday, 27th of April, it's Morse Code Day, and happy birthday, Lizzo.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Saturday night saw Donald Trump attend his first White House Correspondents' Dinner as president, and things did not go smoothly. Just as events were getting underway, a man who was staying in the hotel attempted to gain entrance to the event with the apparent intention of targeting Donald Trump or officials in his administration. The man who shot a Secret Service agent was identified as Cole Thomas Allen, and Washington, D.C. Attorney General Jeanine Pirro says it was clear that he intended to cause real harm.
It is clear, based upon what we know so far, that this individual was intent on doing as much harm and as much damage as he could. And thankfully, because of the checkpoint, there was no one who was injured.
The agent he shot was unharmed, and so was President Trump, who almost immediately made his way to the White House, where he held an impromptu news conference. The strange nature of the attack and the apparently lax security that allowed a guest to check into a venue with weapons sparked online conspiracy theories, not helped when the president almost immediately used the incident to justify the construction of his prized White House ballroom.
I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
The war in the Middle East was pushed out of the headlines by the events of Saturday night, but there were no signs of any real progress in the deadlock between the US and Iran. Both sides continue to maintain a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, and President Trump cancelled plans for envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to travel to Islamabad for a further round of talks. Chief Secretary to the PM, Darren Jones, says that the longer the standoff goes on, the worse the long-term impacts could be on the economy.
I think our best guess is 8+ months from the point of resolution that you'll see economic impacts coming through the system. So people will see higher energy prices, food prices, and those types of issues as a consequence of what Donald Trump has done in the Middle East.
Tory Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philps still thinks that the UK should have facilitated the American attacks on Iran.
I think he should have allowed the US to use air bases because we have a long-standing security partnership with America, and that is a two-way street. I don't think we should have joined in ourselves and sent our own planes.
If Prime Minister Keir Starmer thought that the Mandelson scandal might be behind him, this weekend's newspapers will have upset his morning coffee. A new scandal is brewing about a visit to tech giant Palantir's offices in Washington with then UK Ambassador to the US, Lord Mandelson. The visit, which took place in February 2025, was not logged, which could be a breach of the ministerial code, and matters are further complicated as Palantir was a client of Mandelson's consulting company at the time. Palantir is a secretive database tech company who have contracts with the NHS, the Ministry of Defence and many more UK government bodies. Chief Secretary to the PM, Darren Jones, says the new allegations are irrelevant.
This was part of a public set of visits that the Prime Minister was undertaking. So for the opposition to suggest that there's some type of cover-up here is just not inaccurate, but it's not serious, and is once again part of the strategy to try to distract away from the positive changes the Labour government is making to people's lives across the country.
This week sees King Charles head to Washington for an official state visit with US President Donald Trump. Despite the weekend's drama, the King's brother Andrew was back in the spotlight as family and friends of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, the Epstein survivor who reached a financial settlement with the former prince, gathered in Washington to mark a year since her death. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has always denied any wrongdoing, but Virginia's brother Sky Roberts called for the King to meet survivors and praised his sister's ability to turn pain into purpose. Fellow Epstein survivor Anouska DeGiorgio paid tribute to Virginia and her legacy.
I am grateful every day that she was born and that she left this world knowing what truly matters, to care for the people you love and to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, Chelsea bounce back, and Nicolas Cage flexes his superpowers. Right after this.
Not feeling the spring energy yet? You're not behind. With Grow Therapy, you can start small, like talking to someone who gets it. Covered by insurance, built for real progress. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 50th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/ACAST today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/ACAST. growtherapy.com/ACAST. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation.
You chose style. Bombas has styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
Welcome back. Saturday saw Arsenal, Liverpool and Spurs all pick up Premier League wins, while Man City beat Southampton 2-1 to secure a spot in the FA Cup final. Sunday saw managerless Chelsea facing off against Leeds in the FA Cup after Liam Rose Sr.'s abrupt exit during the week. Returning interim boss Callum McFarlane steadied the Chelsea ship, and a 1-0 win saw the club through to their first FA Cup final since 2022. The weekend also saw 59,000 people run the London Marathon, including Sebastian Vettel, Daddy Pig and Cynthia Erivo. The winner in a record-breaking time of 1 hour 59 minutes and 30 seconds was Kenya's Sebastian Saw, who was thankful for the support from the London crowd.
I think the crowd itself, they were so cheering, calling my name, and I was so happy, feeling strong for what comes today is because of them also.
Michaela Cole has been super busy recently. She's currently starring in 2 very different movies at the box office. The Christophers, in which she stars opposite Sir Ian McKellen, and the unhinged pop drama Mother Mary, which sees her and Anne Hathaway getting all Lady Gaga. She's a history maker as the first black woman to win a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Writing for her show I May Destroy You, but she says that playing a fashion designer in the world of pop with Anne Hathaway was a whole other kind of experience.
I learned that to work in the shadows to facilitate a star comes with great pain, it comes with humility, and sometimes you run out of humility and you want to be equal with the person in the limelight.
There are always plenty of surprises when it comes to the Spider-Man universe, and the latest is a spin-off series called Spider Noir. It stars Nicolas Cage in his first lead role in a TV series as a reporter called Ben Reilly, who in the Spider-Man tradition gets bitten by a bug and develops mysterious powers. He has to cope with becoming a superhero while also keeping his identity under wraps as he faces off against a host of supervillains led by Brendan Gleeson. The show is available in black and white for that authentic 1930s New York feel, although you can also watch in colour. It drops on Prime Video on May 27th.
We're chasing ghosts.
Maybe we can belong together.
This is your chance to put that shovel down. So what are you waiting for? Let the best man live.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Cuando cumples 45, te toca soplar muchas velas y examinarte contra el cáncer de colon. Usa la prueba de Cologuard Plus en la privacidad de tu casa y envíala de regreso para obtener tus resultados. Los productos Cologuard están indicados para la detección en adultos de 45 años o más con riesgo promedio de cáncer colorectal, solo con receta médica. Visita Cologuard.com para más información. Pide la prueba de Cologuard Plus a tu médico. Para más información en español, visita Cologuard.com/prueba.
Do you want your soccer analysis more direct than an Arsenal set piece? Join me, Max Rushton, and The Guardian's expert soccer journalist for the latest action and news from the Premier League to the Champions League and all the way to the World Cup. We'll have chat more out of the box than a Dominic Szoboszlai free kick, more panellists than Chelsea have players, and unlike VAR, we know where to draw the line. For fine margins, fun debates, and full-blooded tackles, Football Weekly. Listen wherever you get your podcasts and watch the full episodes on YouTube.